Hi, and welcome to the first video in our popMATICS Q&A series for students, parents, and prospective students. In this video, we're going to go into all the features that are unique to popMATICS, from our curriculum to our online class structure, our extracurriculars, and more. If you missed the intro, my name is Angela Senich. I am a piano teacher in the program, and you'll also hear me talking about Tony Parlapiano. That is his real last name. He is the founder and creator of the popMATICS curriculum and the program, and the primary teacher in the program. And he actually was my mentor when I first started teaching, and that's how I became involved in this too. So I want to start by talking about the curriculum. It's divided in 4 stages. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail here. I just want you to be aware of loosely the stages, what they're called, and how they're organized, because you will see them on the schedule. You might wonder which class to come to, etc. So the first stage is called units, stage 1. And if you want to pause this and read it, that's fine. But basically, units is open to anyone. If you're brand new to the piano, it's a great place to start. We do use the full range of the instrument. We look at landmarks. We do a lot of creative activities. It's a lot of fun. And it's also recommended if you have studied the piano a lot, but maybe always from sheet music and not and you're looking for new ways to approach it, come to units. That's where I started, and I really loved getting like a fresh approach to the piano after spending most of my life just reading sheet music. Now stage 2 we call area 51, and that references a specific right hand pattern that you'll learn in this class. But we also spend a lot of time looking at bass lines. And let me mention here that we do use real songs throughout. So even in units and then going forward, each of these has a set of concepts and things that we're learning, but we're always putting those in the context of real music. In particular here in Area 51, we'll be focusing a lot on bass lines, which are the foundation to exploring harmony. And like every stage, we kind of mix a little bit of the creative with a little bit of music theory. That happens here. So we're looking at bass lines, but we're also doing some creative activities around those baseline patterns. Stage 3 is called anchors and cradles, and that kind of references in particular a lot of the chord inversions and voice leadings that we'll be working on in this stage. So this is where we kind of like thicken up, begin exploring harmony in a little more detail, using our circle of triads as a compass. And then finally, in the main stage, number system essentials, this is where we're going to go a lot more deeply into the number system. Now, we'll be referencing chords as numbers kind of throughout, starting with bass lines all the way through. So these aren't going to be brand new concepts to you, but we're going to go into more detail. We're going to look at more complex patterns. And as we note here, these are hard but valuable lessons, the diamonds of popMATICS 101. All right, so that is in a nutshell the 4 stages. We also have the set list, which is a list of concepts by stage. So within each stage, we have a set of concepts that are basically sort of like kind of the key things you're going to hear over and over again. Now, unlike traditional school or traditional maybe college class, we're not going to go through this like a TOC one at a time, strictly in order. So you could jump into class at any time. I don't want you to feel like you've missed something. These are things that we cycle through. We're a spiral curriculum, so we'll be hitting them again and again. We'll be hitting them in the context of songs or new examples. And we will also be revisiting them throughout. So if you're in stage 3, listening to a song, we might refer to something back from stage 1. And if you never participated in that class, don't worry about it. We're going to be teaching these things over and over, getting other students in the class to help you. So, you know, that's sort of just how our spiral curriculum works. And the set list is nice for you to have just kind of as a reference point for all of these concepts you'll be hearing in class. In a way, you can think of it as your own personal roadmap. And, you know, maybe you're not going to drive through in order, but we do kind of want you to eventually, you know, hit all the stops on the map. And that's why we do have a printable version. Recommend you, you know, get a copy, print it out, and kind of keep notes for yourself on what you maybe have learned or seen in class. If there's something you're wondering about, feel free to bring it up, you know, in class or in office hours and say, I never heard about this like center stage. Can you tell me what that is? I think I missed that. Or again, anytime in class we reference these, we'll tend to explain them again and again. So that's our set list. All right, I wanted to move a little bit into logistics and talk about the schedule, the class schedule. So we have over 50 live classes a month. That is kind of the heart of our program. We do have other opportunities for you to participate, not live, such as, a few classes that are recorded and some activities that happen online. But the heart of the program is our online classes, and we do have a schedule for those. It's generally consistent for from week to week. So once you get used to when our classes are held, you can kind of count on that. They're mostly by stage. We also have some kind of extracurriculars like Campfire and Bonfire, and I'll speak to what those are in a minute. We have office hours, Club 88, etc. So once you get used to it, and like I said, it's pretty easy to navigate. You can generally come to the same one or two, but feel free to hop in on an easier one or even a harder one just to kind of check it out. That's fine. We will let you know when we've got changes or updates to the schedule. And we do put out the schedule. We update it every Sunday for the following week. So you can use the link. It's always in Discord, and it's also in the weekly guide I send out via email for members. Those are two handy places to get it, or you can also just bookmark it. That link never changes, so it stays current, but you only need to bookmark it once. All the class times are in Eastern, so just be aware of that as you're checking the schedule. All right, now I want to talk about our feature we have called the Sunday reCHORDit. And let me clarify here, if you are in the program, I'm going to talk about a lot of options. I don't want you to feel like you have to participate in everything all the time. I just want you to know what's available and choose the things that are most interesting to you. We do encourage everyone to do this because it's such a great way to develop your active listening. But everyone's got to make their own choices. Part of our philosophy, you create your own musical journey. But the way the Sunday reCHORDit works, it's modeled after the Sunday crossword puzzle. In a way, it's like a new puzzle each Sunday. We work on it throughout the week, both independently and together as a studio, and then we'll get some answers at the end of the week and kind of check yourself before we start the next puzzle. So the puzzle is always the form of a song. It's called the reCHORDit for two reasons. We record our observations throughout the week, and then if you're so inspired, you could record a performance of the song. I'm going to briefly talk you through the stages for those of you in our program that want to participate along. And actually, even if you're not a member, you can do most of this with us too. So if this is something that's interesting to you, it's a way to get to know us a little better. I'll explain how you could participate. So a lot of this happens in our online platform, Discord, and this is a public channel. So anyone can join and join the Sunday reCHORDit channel, and that's where we announce the song. Then we all listen to it every day. That's the goal, daily listening of the song. You can listen to the original. We encourage listening to cover versions, live versions, etc. We'll share these throughout the week. We have a template that we encourage everyone to complete. So Tony and I often say we're students in our own program. So we do this ourselves. We use the template. We listen every day. The first part of the template is all about your impressions and things you can observe that really anybody can do this, whether you have any experience with music theory or not. This is your entryway into active listening. So we'll give you things to listen for. So that's the first part of the template. And then we also have the chord and lyric chart. This is for those who are a little more advanced in their listening skills and are ready to start trying to identify hearing the bass lines, hearing the chord changes, possibly sounding out some melodies or riffs by ear. We've got a lot of clues for you here in the lyric and chord template unique to the song of the week. All right, and then I mentioned Discord, our online learning platform. So another part of participating is just sharing throughout the week. Tony and I will post short videos. We'll post maybe our notes as we go, things that we talked about in class. We will use these songs frequently during the week in class to model concepts and to do some of this work together. But we do put a lot of it on Discord for those of you that are not in our program that are participating, and we encourage everyone to do that. Finally, at the end of the week, you'll see Tony will post the final RCI, like the answer key, and you can kind of compare, see how you did if you tried to analyze the chords. It's not all about right and wrong. Some of it's just some of it's observations and subjective, and then some of it is a little bit more, the chords are the chords. So if you want to check that part of it, you'll get your answer key. And then finally, we encourage you to think about how you felt about the song by the end of the week, and is it something you really want to continue working on? You won't master the song in a week. You might have been playing along with it, as we worked on it in class a little bit, and as you figured things out, and we obviously encourage that. But if you want to really master the song, we'll encourage you to keep working on it and put it in your list of working songs. Or you might decide, yeah, I learned enough, I'm going to move on. It's not how I want to spend my time, because we always want students to be playing songs that they love. So we let students, make that choice for themselves. All right, what is Campfire Challenge? This is something that is also open to anybody. You do not have to be a member of our program to join us for the Campfire Challenge. We do encourage all of our students to join as well, but this is open to anybody. This is a 10-day series. We offer it the first working Monday of each month. The time varies, but it's also recorded, so you can participate even if you're not able to do it live. We'll be giving out recordings each day. And this is a way to approach the piano creatively. So you heard me talk earlier in the stages that we do a lot with theory and chords and understanding numbers, but we always believe in listening first. And so and we also believe very strongly in kind of this creative connection to the piano and giving students ways to foster that, because it can be intimidating to approach the 88 keys. But we start very simply with 2, and we give you a landscape and talk you through day by day, so that by the end you're playing some really amazing things, even if you've never played the piano before. So that's our Campfire Challenge. And again, we encourage all of our students to join, and it's open to anybody. Kind of our philosophy behind this is show up every day, have fun while you're doing it, make music. We each do our own private campfire recording every day, and by doing this, we believe you will get better. On a related note, we have a new class called Bonfire, and if you think this picture is funny, we'll explain it in class. But basically, Bonfire is a weekly class that keeps the fire burning. So Campfire is sort of setting the stage, planting the first seeds. Bonfire is our class. We're going to extend it and keep giving you new ideas and for creative exploration kind of in a similar way. And most of our classes, as I said, are live, but Bonfire is also recorded. So that's one that you can keep up with, even if you're not able to make any live classes during the week. This one will be recorded and shared. And we also have the option, if you don't want to join our full membership program, just to participate in this weekly class with us. So if that's something you're interested in, let us know. All right, next, Club 88, a reference to the 88 keys of the piano, and also clubs, because it's a club and because we do a lot of games with decks of cards and popMATICS. So multiple meanings there. But in this weekly club, we're going to be sharing tips, practice tips, ideas, asking questions. If you're working on something and you're stuck, you can come ask me or your fellow students. We're going to have a lot of fun with popMATICS games. Practice with friends. So part of the idea of it is we will spend a little time on mute, but all practicing together so that we can kind of talk about our practice and make it more of a fun activity. And it's just kind of a chance to get to know some of the other students. And our classes are pretty casual, but this will be even more casual. So it's sort of like an after-school activity. All right, next we have the popSTAR program. This is an optional opt-in for people. I'll explain it, and then we want to make sure that we have various levels of participation so that you can get what you want, from our free offerings to our membership to our popSTAR program. So this is our way to really incentivize and motivate, especially for our younger students, our children. This is a great option. So the way this works is that you collect popSTARs for participation and achievement. So coming to class, participating in class, but then also achievements, things that you record, things that you submit to us for feedback. Those we offer, opportunities for extra bonus points here and there. We have a lot of ways for you to be collecting popSTARs in the program. And then you can redeem those at the Pop Shop for prizes. So you can see here, we've got a variety of things. The Robux and Amazon gift cards are pretty popular. The Nitro is popular. Believe it or not, everything in here has a connection to popMATICS, all of these prizes. But basically, as soon as you've got enough for the prize you want, you let us know and we'll set you up. We also keep track of your total prize, your total popSTARs, because we kind of, it's through the accumulation and the experience and the submissions. All right, so as part of this, our students in the popSTAR program have a private locker in our community that's only Tony and I have access to. That's their spot to post for feedback when they want it. Even if they don't want feedback, it's their place to record their own practice notes and recordings from practices. And if you are in the program, you can request, we encourage you to request feedback anytime you need support or have questions on something very specific to what you're practicing. If you're in this program, put it in your locker and we will help you out. All right, next, what is popMATICS to go? This is another opportunity to kind of help students find activities and things to work on, some extra opportunities for popSTARs. So We share weekly sort of challenges, assignments, just ideas for stuff to do. If you're out of practice ideas, you need some extra motivation. So this is shared in one of our channels. And then you've got a deadline. And if you're in the popSTAR program, you'll get popSTARs if you submit the activity by the deadline. These are varied. So like whatever your level, there will be some way you can participate. And if you're not in the popSTAR program, you're still welcome to, participate and use these as challenge, as inspiration. All right, next, the popMATICS Showcase. This is an opportunity for students to share performances. We are online and virtual, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't make opportunities to connect and kind of share what we've been working on. So this will be a video. Everyone will submit videos. We haven't had one yet. That's why I say in the future, but we're going to be doing our first one this spring. It gives students a goal to work towards. So, recording a video. I've done this in other studios in the past. We're just kind of new here in popMATICS, so we haven't had the opportunity yet, but we're really looking forward to it. We'll, get videos from our students and put them together for you, and it's just inspiration for all of us, a way to see what everyone else is working on and kind of get inspired by that. So we'll be doing that in the spring and the fall with our first one this coming spring of 2023. All right, next I want to talk about the weekly guide. This is for those of you in our program. We send this out every Sunday just to kind of keep you updated and kind of give you some heads up on anything new or what's going on, along with sometimes links and things like that, just to have everything for you in one place in this weekly email. So the kind of front part is where we have our news and updates. And if you're only going to look at one part of the guide, that's the part I encourage you to read. It's where we've got kind of just announcements and things like that. But we also have a lot of other things in there. So if you're participating, for instance, in the Sunday reCHORDit, we'll have that there for you. We've got our links to class, notes from class if you want to kind of see at a glance all of the songs and charts and activities we covered at the different stages. That's there for you. We put music memes from our server, popSTAR balances if you're in that program and you want to know how much can you spend. We update those each week and put them in the guide as well. And then reminders for the green room, which is our weekly hang. And speaking of green room, so you guys are probably aware of, the green room is where artists hang out usually before a show. I'm in a band and we don't always get a green room. I think we have maybe once or twice. It's really nice. That's why we named it that, but it's our weekly hang. It happens every Friday. It's open to anybody. It's on our learning platform Discord. And, this is part of one of our public channels as well. So even if you're not in the program, but you want to ask us a question kind of casually, feel free to hop into the green room and say hi. And we're almost always there. Fridays, it's in the schedule. And I've mentioned Discord a lot, so I just want to kind of give you a quick overview, especially if you're in the program already and want to make sure you guys know how our Discord server is organized. So Discord is a platform that we chose it in particular because kids already know and like it. They use it with their friends. There's more of a learning curve for some of the rest of us, but we've gotten through it and we'll get you through it too if you're not on it yet. We use it to share class notes, inspiration, questions, performance videos, pet pics, one of our more popular channels, and more. We also, where we have our private channels, so I showed the example earlier of getting feedback in your locker, so that all happens on Discord as well. So if you don't have it yet, if you're in our program, we'd love all our students to be on there. Parents are welcome on there. Get the app, create a username, and join our server. And Tony and I both monitor that, everything that happens in that server. We're both parents too. Our children are in there, and we'll keep an eye on everything going on in that server. So just want to quickly show you how it's organized. We start with Sunny's Place, which is like our welcome center. We've got the pop shop, the Sunday reCHORDit, which as I noted is open to anybody. The channel for you to request songs, whether, we'll figure out if it's for the Sunday RCI or for class, but any songs you want to request. So all of this is one of our open channels, Sunny's Place. Next, popMATICS 101. This is our members only content. So you can see here we've got the 4 stages, we've got office hours, we share completed chord charts and sheet music. All of that happens here. So this is kind of like, where the classrooms are. The stuff that happens inside class for members is all contained in this little section. The green room, I noted we have the green room every Friday. It's also, so somewhere generally on Discord, it's our casual hangout space. We've got memes, people share art, Pet pics, as I mentioned, is a favorite. Music is where we can share songs we like or performance videos, anything that we want. And then at the bottom here, Bonnaroo, Coachella, those are the voice channels where we have the weekly hangout in the green room. So if you pop in there and see, you'll be able to see which one we're in. Trust me, it's easier than it sounds if you've never done that before. So that's the green room section of our Discord server. And then we also have, as I mentioned, private lockers for our popSTAR students, private line to your teacher where you can get one-on-one feedback. Tony and I are the only ones in there, the only ones who will see what you post. So this is private between you guys or between students and us. And we don't listen unless you ask for feedback. So it's really mainly for the students, and then we come in and help when we're asked. All right, so that is our rundown of popMATICS. If you have anything else I haven't covered, feel free to let us know. This was a lot of information. I realize we are putting together a handbook of all of this as well. And as soon as that's available, I will have that linked in the description, and we'll be sending that out to all of our members via the guide. But we wanted to go ahead and get this out now. And as soon as we've got that handout, we will make sure you get it. So thank you so much for watching. And if you want to keep going, hop on over to the next video to learn more. Take care.